Okay, so today we're going to make a minutes to seconds and back converter in Python. Now this was suggested by a viewer, and if you want you can comment down below whatever you want me to make next, and I might make it. So in this tutorial we're going to be covering functions as well as different operators. So first of all, let's start by making a minutes to seconds converter. We'll start by defining our function, and we'll do that by using def, and we can put in the name of the function. We'll call this minutes to seconds. Now this function isn't going to take in any arguments, so we're going to leave the brackets empty. First of all, we have to take input from the user, and we're going to do that by creating a new variable. Call it whatever we want. I'm going to call it minutes, and I'm going to set it to input, and then in the brackets I'm going to type in a prompt that the user will see. I'm just going to type in enter minutes, and then now I'm going to use the \n command to create a new line just so it looks better. Now that we have our minutes value, we're going to have to actually convert it to seconds and print that out. We can do this in one line of code. We'll just do print, and then inside this print statement we're going to have to do the conversion. Well, if you think about it, you just have to times the minute value by 60 in order to get seconds. So we'll just do print minutes times 60, and let's first call the function and try running it. We call the function by typing the function name followed by the bracket. Now we run it. So it's asking us to enter some minutes. Let's enter 2. You see, it prints this. Now I'll give you a second to try and figure out why this is happening. Well, you see, when we take input from the user, it will automatically be converted into a string. But if we multiply a string, it's just going to print that string 60 times. We don't want that. We want to actually multiply the number that is in the string. We can do that by typing int. And this is going to convert minutes to an integer, which can actually be multiplied. Now let's run it. Let's type 2 again, and it gives 120. So that part is working fine. Now let's do seconds to minutes. We'll start off again by defining our function, and let's do that again with def, and we'll call this seconds to minutes. And again, this is not going to take any arguments, so we're going to leave the brackets blank. Now we're going to take input from the user, seconds. We do this similarly by creating a new variable, and I'll call it seconds. And we set it to input. In the brackets we type in the prompt, enter seconds, and then we create a new line with \n, which is purely for aesthetic purposes. You don't have to do this, and the program will still work fine. Now we're going to have to do the actual conversion. Similarly, we're going to do a print statement, but now we're going to have to convert it. Well, you see, we had to times the minutes by 60 to get seconds, so you might think, oh, we can just divide it by 60 to get minutes. So let's try that. Again, we're going to have to use integer seconds times divided by 60. Now let's try it. Hold on, we'll have to call the right function. Let's call seconds to minutes. Now let's run it again. Oh, we have to type in the brackets, I forgot. Okay, enter seconds. Let's enter 120. Hey, it does give us 2, albeit it says 2.0, but we can fix that later. Now let's try it with a different number. Okay, let's try 130. What is this? This isn't right. You see, when we divide it by 60, we're going to give it as a decimal. So it's going to divide 130 by 60, and that gives that. But we know 130 seconds is actually 2 minutes and 10 seconds, not this. So there's something wrong here. Well, we can fix it by first printing out the minutes, ignoring the seconds. We can do this by using / or floor division. So if we do seconds floor division 60 and run it, enter seconds, let's enter 130, sorry, and it gives 2. That's the correct amount of minutes. Now what is floor division actually doing? Well, it's dividing it, but just leaving out all the remainder. For example, 5 floor division 2 would just be 4. It would leave out that 1 as a remainder. So we got the minutes working. But now what about the seconds? Well, there's another operator in Python called mod, and this is represented by the percentage sign. So how can we use this to get the seconds? Well, we can do the seconds mod 60, and this is going to give the remainder of seconds divided by 60. So if we go back to the example, 5 divided by 2, that will give 1, the remainder. So now let's try it. Integer seconds mod 60. Now let's try running it. Let's enter seconds 130. It should print 210, and it does. Now I think we can format this a bit better. So right now it just says 210. Let's try and make it so it says 2 minutes 10 seconds. Well, we can just do plus and in quotation marks minutes, and then plus again to add seconds here, and then add another plus to add the string seconds. Now let's try running it, and let's enter 130, and we get this huge error message. Let's read it. File main.py line 14 in module seconds to minutes. That tells us it's in this function. Okay, main.py line 11. Okay, so the problem is with line 11. And the error is called type error, unsupported operand types for plus, :int, and str. Well, that means we cannot join strings and integers together. So we're using the plus operator to join both the strings minutes and seconds with the integers second floor division 60 and seconds mod 60. So in order to not get this error, we're going to have to convert it to strings. We can do that by just adding str at the beginning. We're going to have to put the integer inside the str brackets. So we'll do that here as well. And let's try running it. Let's again enter 130. And it's a bit messy, but it does give us our desired output. Let's fix it by adding some spaces. Now it should be completely neat and tidy. Let's try it. And it is. So that was how to make minutes to seconds and seconds to minutes in Python. Please comment down below any questions you might have about this or any future video suggestions you might have.